Hi guys, this is Genessi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first ever YouTube video. Super excited, super nervous. But after many months of paralysis analysis, I'm here, I'm sitting down. I have thought about making this video for quite a while. Maybe I should preface this. Well, I started learning Portuguese I keep looking up. Let me stop doing that. I started learning Portuguese about, I want to say 8 years ago. It gotta be 2012, 2013. Seems so long ago, but I was in college. I think it was the summertime. I didn't really have much to do. So I just started learning Portuguese. I always knew that I wanted to learn multiple languages. And I don't expect to stop at Portuguese. But I already know Spanish. Spanish is my native language as well as English. And I just thought it would be the easiest transition to go from Spanish to Portuguese. I was wrong. I mean, the Spanish does help, but it only takes you so far. Portuguese is such an elaborate language. If you're watching this video, it's because you want to stick to it. You want to learn languages to use it in your life, to use it as a vehicle to meet new people, have new experiences, and explore new cultures and countries and places. And so, yeah, if that's what you're here for, you came to the right place, shawty. All right. If that's what you're here for, then you came to the right place. So let's start with the basic bitch, Duolingo. She's basic, but she's the baddest of all the basic bitches. There's a reason why, if you clicked on this video, you probably clicked on a few others. Duolingo, she's just that girl. I'm sorry. As far as learning basic words and phrases and learning how to pronounce the letters in the respective language that you're learning, particularly Portuguese, is extremely helpful. It's extremely helpful. And I started it and it was just a game. I didn't feel like I was a failure if I didn't complete it or if I went a week or so without using it. Anybody and everybody that's on Duolingo is there for the same reason. So it's not like you're on Instagram looking for the polyglot community. It's such a niche thing on Instagram, but on Duolingo, that's what everybody's there for. So definitely recommend starting with Duolingo. It was just super duper helpful. And like I said, a basic bitch, but she's basic for a reason, and she's still a bad bitch. She's still that girl. Like all of the other apps that I've used, I mean, you can use other apps that weren't as helpful or as in-depth. Sometimes you just need to start very, very small. That's one of the biggest lessons in Atomic Habits. Didn't read the whole book, but read enough that I got the gist of it. You want to start small with things that are digestible. You want to practice in very small chunks and build off of there to create a habit, to create a lifestyle. So I think Duolingo is great for that. Start small. Just don't just jump into a class, because you might get overwhelmed, you might find it boring, and you might quit before you give yourself a real chance. The second biggest thing that helped me stick to learning a language and keeping up with my Brazilian Portuguese was language exchange jobs. Honestly, the best thing. This really kind of took my little Duolingo beginner level to something that I could actually put in practice in real life. Yes, I was stumbling over my words. Yes, I was saying things with an accent. I still do. But this gave me the confidence that I needed, because I was deathly afraid to communicate. I was learning, but I wasn't communicating with anyone. And it was kind of all in vain if you don't use it. So with that being said, I'll leave some language exchange apps here so that you can take a look at that for yourself. But yeah, really helpful. I've met some really cool people. Essentially what it is, you go on there, you sign up. Most of them you can filter out types of individuals that you would like to meet. For example, if you're a young lady and you kind of don't want to interact with guys on there, because I cannot lie, some guys are just there to like meet people, like they use it as a dating thing. But you could say that about LinkedIn, you can say that about Facebook, you can say that about everything. You can say that about everything, honestly, but you can kind of filter that out. But I met some really cool people on there that were learning English, and I would help them out where I could, and they would help me out where I could. And just talking, and then you can send voice notes or you can type. Usually most of them, like, they'll actually correct your grammar as you're writing it. And then of course you have the feedback from the other individual. That's really helpful. It's actually on this language exchange app that I met one of my good friends from Bahia, Chelsea. She's also a polyglot. She speaks Portuguese, Spanish, English, a little bit of Romanian, I believe, as well. Maybe Turkish. I think it's Romanian. And I'll tell you a little bit more about Chelsea in a little bit, but we actually became really, really good friends. Someone that I can confide in, someone that I still talk to this day. I met her in real life. I got the opportunity to visit Brazil back in 2019 and actually stayed with her. It sounds crazy, but it's really not, because at that point we had known each other for years. But that was an amazing experience, and it's the way that you can meet people. Of course, do this with caution. You should not just be meeting people that you met on the internet like a few days ago. Use your good judgment, your discernment, but definitely a good place to start if you are a little bit nervous and are looking to start practicing that new language, especially because the other people that are on that app too are learning as well. The third one, now this is not a free option like the first two, is classes. I actually took 2 Brazilian Portuguese classes in college. They weren't helpful at all in any way, shape, or form. I'm glad I got some extracurricular credit off of that, but they weren't really helpful in advancing my skills. I ended up taking some private group classes at Fluent City here in New York. That was really helpful. I really like their learning style, especially my first Brazilian Portuguese teacher, because they give you like these little books, and each chapter is just something interesting, like how would you flirt in this language, in French, in Portuguese, in Spanish? What would be on your Facebook page? What would be your status? I still take classes. I take classes with Chelsea once a week, every Monday. It's super helpful. Again, this is someone that I met on a language exchange app. Now she just does tutoring on the side. And I'm like, great, this is my friend, this is her business, this is the way that I can keep learning Portuguese and getting better at it, while she also gets the benefit of it, because I pay her as she deserves. And I just found it really helpful. She's great. She has an Instagram called Bilingue, where you can, like, I'll put it somewhere here, where you can look at more information on that. Maybe DM her. All right. And the last thing to mention, as far as how to stick to it, is connection. So I kind of mentioned, again, I like pop culture. So I like Anita. I like Ludmilla. I like Luisa Sonza. I like pop culture. I like learning what's going on with the pop girls, Pablo Vittar, Gloria Groove, whose album is amazing if you like R&B. So I really connect to the music, not only the pop music, of course, pagode, samba, forró também, all great genres of music, and I've learned a lot through that. Right now I'm watching Big Brother Brazil, which is a whole mess, but a good mess. This is my first time watching it. And I'm not even watching like the actual episodes. I'm literally watching it through like Twitter and Instagram as like these accounts are updating me in real time what is going on in the house. It's such a mess, but it's so fun. My top 3 for Big Brother Brazil is Juliette, Gil, and Sarah. Just by the way, they are the only ones that matter. But yeah, so these things help me connect to the culture. These things like keep me immersed in it, because naturally I don't live there. I'm not immersed in the culture every day. I speak English at work, I speak Spanish at home. So these are the ways that I bring Brazil to me a little bit, get closer, to practice it on a daily basis, to see it, to read it constantly, because if not, it's just not going to happen by itself. It sounds really hard, but it's not. You just have to find the things that you like. If you like tech, see what's going on in the tech world. If you like shows, watch some shows in that language. If you like music, do that. If you play an instrument, try and learn how to play a song in that respective language. If you can sing, try singing in that language. If you're a writer, you like to write poems, I challenge you to write poems, a journal entry in that language. These are all ways, as I said, that you can kind of bring that culture, the language to you when you're not living in that country, when you're not speaking that language on a daily basis. Because otherwise, it's just not going to happen. Even if you are taking classes, it's not going to really stick if you're only speaking it an hour a day. But I think these are like the really fundamental things that have helped me, and I hope that help you in your language learning journey. With that being said, I'll leave my socials down below so that you guys can get in touch with me. If you speak Portuguese, or if you're trying to learn Portuguese, hit me up. Let's talk. Let's practice with one another. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. These were really like fundamental to me getting as far as I have, and been able to stick with it for how many years I've stuck to it, which is almost 10 years now, which is crazy. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you like this video, if you like me, if you want to see anything else, just leave a comment below, like, subscribe. It's all good.